We'll call this regular meeting of the Woods County Industrial Development Authority to order. It's Wednesday, September 11, 2013. We have a quorum. Item number 2, approval or disapproval of minutes of June 12, 2013 regular meeting.
Move. What are you moving for? Approval or disapproval? Approval. I didn't know I had a choice. I'll second his motion approved.
I have a motion and a second. Roll call vote. Bryce?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
Rick?
Yes.
Richard?
Yes, sir.
Mike? Yes, approved. Item 3, approval of disapproval of minutes of June 26, 2013 special meeting.
Move to approve. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Roll call vote. Bryce?
Yes.
Bob? Yes. Rick?
Yes.
Richard?
Yes.
Mike? Yes. Motion approved. Item 4, approval or disapproval of financial reports as of August 2013.
Well, the first one is your balance sheet as of the end of our last fiscal year. Nothing spectacular there. And then your profit and loss, and that's for the year. The page 3 is your balance sheet from September 1 until, I guess, the 9th is when I ran this, showing your position currently. Follow my balance sheet. Yeah, I'll get you one. I'll get you one. Okay, I'll get you one.
31 right now.
And then your customer balance detail showing our payments, and I did that from June 1st. So you can see that everybody has stayed current, and actually Jayhawk was ahead. So
Move to approve financials report.
Second. I have a motion and a second. Does anybody need more time to look through this?
A question on page 5 at the bottom.
yes,
I don't understand your note down here. Could you explain that to me?
on the interest.
Uh-huh.
That's just, that shows what the interest is that they owe us as of yesterday. Because we bill them annually for their interest. And it just shows that they've paid it every year what it was. And I've just continued to add on to it. And it showed the interest that they paid us
Okay.
annually.
What's the rate on that now?
Let's see, I believe we started at 7 and we cut it in half, so I think it's 3.5. I'd have to go look at our note. I mean, it hasn't changed.
Is there any economic business taking place out there?
I don't see no activity. It looks like they cleaned up the west side of that. It doesn't look very good on the boulevard. It's got a bunch of pallets stacked up high, some shrubbery up and down that building, but I haven't been in there for a while.
A couple months ago, they had a couple cars that they had to do some refurb on, and they had trouble getting folks to come and do that.
The guy that was working for him, I think, the one man is now working elsewhere.
Yeah.
I don't see much activity there. That $1,617 was due the 10th, right?
No, it's due in December.
That was just the interest
That's
up
just
until
what it
the
was.
10th.
Up until
Till the 10th, right, that's just showing you what it is currently.
Okay.
But we bill them for their interest in December.
In December.
Mm-hmm.
Their balance, what, 55?
54, yeah, 55. So they're about halfway through.
It's all battle.
But it's every month, on time.
Yeah. Cheap story.
Yeah, they kind of got her in line there for a talk or two. Is there any further questions on the financials? We've had a motion and a second. I'll have a roll call vote. Bryce?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
Rick?
Yes.
Richard?
Yes.
Mike? Yes. Motion approved. Item 5, action on payment bills.
Okay, we have the bill for our audit, which I don't know if you want to take care of it now or if you want to after we approve or disapprove the audit, and that is $2,475. We have Gray Dog Mechanical for the work that they went and did on the incubator building, on the electric, or on the air conditioning. It's $1,723. And then we have one from Woods County District 3 for rock at an incubator building. And that's $1,024.80.
Rock, they called us here a while back, wants more rock, or they had some of their stuff was sitting out there, part of the parking lot, and it was just bare dirt. And after they got it moved, then we went back and rocked over that. Cleaned that mess up.
They're utilizing more land area. I mean, they're ready to, I think, expand. But they are current or paying ahead of time on their graduated rate schedule. This was their last month at $1,750, I believe now it bumps to $2,000 a month.
Move to approve the 3 bills that were listed.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Roll call vote. Richard?
Yes.
Rick?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
Bryce?
Yes.
Mike? Yes. Motion approved. Item C, approval or disapproval of audit for fiscal year 2011-2012.
We get exception for the same thing because of you don't have a big extensive staff. But we do cover ourselves by having bill signatures and coming through here. That was what they were suggesting to us, so.
This indicates problem with internal control.
What she's referring
Do you
to.
not have an assistant working with you?
She currently, she just left, but not permanently. I mean, she comes in on the weekends, and it was received that she would receive the mail and take the checks, and then I make payments, which you guys signed. But she just got a new job, so she's coming in on the weekends to take care of communication stuff like social media and website and everything. But no, we're back to where we were.
Okay.
It's me and me. I know.
Jim Hager?
Yeah, I will.
So unless we hire somebody, we're gonna have continuing internal control issues
And that, I mean, that's been an
We've had
exception
that for
ever since I've been here.
every year.
We have different.
And
But
we
everything's
even,
balancing, right?
right, and I believe, I mean, I can look back, but I believe we even had that whenever we had Mr. Edwards doing ours, so. They just have to note it every year.
Otherwise, they couldn't charge $2,475. Mr. Chairman, I move approval of the audit for fiscal year 2011-2012.
Second motion.
I have a motion and a second for the audit. Roll call vote. Richard?
Yes.
Rick?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
Bryce?
Yes.
Mike? Yes. Motion approved. Item 7, approval or disapproval of contractor perform audit for fiscal year 2012-2013.
Okay. For this year, it is $2,540 plus the $100 state auditor's filing fee. So she's went up a little bit.
What's the new figure?
$2,540 plus the $100 filing fee.
The previous number then?
$2,475.
I make a motion that we appoint for the coming year.
Second that. That's cheap.
I have a motion and a second. Roll call vote. Bryce?
Yes.
Bob?
Yeah.
Rick?
Yes.
Richard?
Yes.
Mike? Yes.
Okay.
Does anything need signed on that?
Yeah, so I see stuff that you signed.
Okay. Item 8, update and possible action regarding One Oak Incubator Project.
I've kind of already given you a little update, but, because we had some things that we had to finish, and I believe everything has been taken care of with Gray Dog coming in there, sorry. They've pretty well done what we've needed to do. Alan Poe has been spraying the weeds and stuff for us, and Mike took care of getting some more rock there because they're using some more land right in there. Like I said, everything is going good. They're looking to be graduated on time out of there, and we'll be having another one. They've been in there about 1.5 years. So,
Is there something lined up to go in?
if things keep like they are, I don't think we'll have any trouble. And as much as I'd like to split it and have 2 companies in there, I think we'll have a better chance of doing the one again. But but I'm not aware of any other matters that need to be taken care of on the building. I think everything has been addressed.
Speaking of new incubator, is there any thought being kicked around about putting a additional building out here on the airport land? Are we working for a client that would qualify?
We've had some discussions on that. We have to, there's not a lot of money available for right now from like CDBG or rural development. They're not getting as much as what they have received in the past. So it's going to be a little tougher for us to get funding from a grant aspect. But there's an expansion possibility out there with the current vendor. I could possibly need another building on some of the land that we have leased. It's just finding money. Finding money. And it's gotten quite a bit more competitive.
Anything we do at the airport has to have some sort of airport connection.
That is what we have.
I don't think that's correct.
But that's what we have gained or have strived for, is to make sure it had an aviation.
But that's not a requirement
Well,
from the city or
The
FAA or
airport board
anybody
thinks
else.
it is.
Yes, they do.
I might take exception to it.
We've tried to keep it aviation related.
Mhm.
It helps, I think.
Yeah.
I think
There are a lot of airports in Oklahoma that are publicly run that have various industries on site. I don't think there's anything that actually prohibits that. Generally speaking, they want to be aviation related, that's logical.
The airport board, I think, cites the grant from the government of the prisoner of war section or whatever it is, that was part of the deal there, that it had to be used for airport purpose, I mean, aviation type business.
That was what they did to us before.
And I understand that, but
Okay.
that is subject to interpretation.
So if you look at that, the biggest conflict, I would say, is they're farming the rest of it. Like they got 640 acres and 400 of them are being farmed.
Yeah.
That's certainly
There was
not much of a tie-in.
There was some discussion at one time about putting a CNG station out there.
Do the airplanes fly on CNG?
Not that I'm aware of. Not that I'm aware of.
I think whenever we started the layout for the 4 buildings there where Logston's at now, our goal there was to keep that all aircraft related on that, in that little area, if I remember right.
Yeah, we talked
I
about
think
that.
that was probably, that's what when I recall with it.
And did a bunch of dirt work and fixed drainage and. When Mr. Brown was our city manager, we were working on a footprint on how we could build our buildings and have access, because they cut off that road so you can't access the taxiway.
We kind of kinda got off schedule there on item 8. Is there anything further, or are we ready to move forward? No more discussion on item 8. We'll move to item 9, update reorganization of members, terms, and oath of office.
Well, I've already asked Bryce. We can sign now, or we can sign after the meeting, but you guys need to renew your signature, and we can send it to the county commissioners for their approval. So I need all your guys' signatures. Your current officers are Mike Goucher's chairman, Rick Cunningham's vice chairman, and Bryce is secretary treasurer.
Ready to move on to item 10,
Ready?
election of officers.
I make a motion that they remain as present.
Second.
I notice that it's the only two that aren't holding it, and make sure that they do it.
Well, I will say this, I think that Mike's done a very good job as being chairman. I think with being a county commissioner, it all works very well together, and I personally appreciate your service.
Thank you.
I agree.
I'll try to do the best of what I'm doing, that's all I can do.
That's it.
Well, we've had a motion, second, I guess we need a roll call vote. Bryce?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
Rick?
Yes.
Richard?
Yes, sir.
Mike? Yes. I guess we are all elected again. Item 11, approval of meeting dates for calendar year 2014.
I checked those against a calendar, and I don't see any conflicts with spring breaks or anything like that. I mean, I don't know.
That's our regular scheduled
Yeah,
time.
this is our regular scheduled time. It's the second Wednesday of the month. So
I move to approve the 2014 meeting schedule.
Second.
I have a motion, a second. Bryce?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
Rick?
Yes.
Richard? Aye. Mike? Yes. Motion passed for the dates. This is very trivial. So my question to you is, we had the special meeting for the ACO insurance last time. If we sent them a copy of this and asked them to comply before you have to do your June meeting,
Do that.
you reckon they'll cooperate and get that taken care of? So
probably not, but I can try.
it's just a thought. Because I know it happened like the day after the meeting or
It
something.
always does.
Okay.
Yeah. But I will be happy to try to do that.
I'm missing out on something. What are we talking about?
No,
Because,
they
yeah.
sent the bill for the ACO
Mhm.
insurance
Oh.
like the day after our regular scheduled meeting.
Our
And we had to
meeting
come
is-
back, that's what our special meeting was for.
Okay.
Our meeting was the 12th, and we received the bill on the 13th.
I got some.
All right.
My thought was if we could just get them to send it a week earlier, it can't be that hard to generate the thing.
To pay him earlier.
It's right there. Yeah.
Yeah,
There's your sales pitch.
They all like that, yeah.
You get your money a week earlier, send us a bill.
Fails. It never fails.
Like I say, it's very trivial, but
Well, do we know what that's gonna be before they send us the bill?
Usually.
close.
Well, even if they won't send it, maybe you can remember to put in your notes to check on that before our June meeting. We can go ahead and approve it,
Mount up to that.
amount up to that amount.
Well,
So we don't have to
I
meet
mean,
again just to approve that bill.
It's not the bill, it's a resolution. We have to approve their resolution. I mean, it's not just a bill.
Well, tell them that we're not gonna pay them.
Okay, I will.
I'm getting it. I just have
I
a
feel-
feeling no one insurance company, all mine want my community.
Dusty's pretty laid back, so I will mention that. I will mention
Like I
that.
say, don't waste a lot of time on that thought.
It would be very helpful, because getting all you guys here at the same time is generally not very easy.
Even on a quarterly basis.
No, you would think so.
Item 12, is there any new business?
Not that I know about. There was
Good thing
a,
you drank that.
there was a,
there, a couple.
I guess it would come under Woods County.
new business, we're going to move on. WCEDC update.
Okay. They met yesterday. Their offices stayed the same as well. Darren Slater's the chairman, Randy's vice chairman, and Steve Lohman is secretary treasurer. A couple things that they are adding to their initiatives is they're review an economic impact that the Northwestern Rodeo team has on Woods County and see if they can assist with getting some additional lodging in places. Another thing
How about a
is
rodeo arena?
in facilities because they've kind of out. So that is one thing that they're looking at. Dual wardrop is kind of pushing for that. We're leading that charge with the assistance of Steve Lohman. And also, Sandy Olson has us. Winoka has set up a task force to stay up on the passenger rail. They're really pushing for passenger rail to stop in Winoka. We revisited, I met with the mayor at Winoka and revisited the America's Oasis project and have broken it down into pieces, and because there's a lot of the things that were in that preliminary concept that have already been addressed by the state. I don't know if you've been down there, but they've increased, they have more RV hookups, a lot of private individuals have increased RV hookups. Facilities are a little nicer, they're building an observation deck, and that was part of the things that were in that America's Oasis plan. So we've picked out a couple of things that really need to be addressed, and primarily that is for a hotel. That is something that they desperately need down there. So we're going to try and focus on that aspect of it and let it build from there. They're working on some downtown revitalization stuff by a sidewalk project, and something that Woods County Economic Development discussed yesterday is working with Freedom West and the downtown revitalization in Alva. I'm searching for funding where they can come to our board. You guys would be the vehicle that funding would come through, and we'd administer it where they could do basically a downtown facelift. But individual businesses, if they needed some help, could come and depending on the amount of funds we get and the red tape tied to them, whether they would be grant funds or loans. But that's something that we feel like really needs to be done to our downtown. And Winoka is interested in doing the same thing. So that would be something I'd ask this board to do. Be the vehicle for any funding that we can receive.
So it would be like a pass-through.
Mm-hmm. Yep. This has been, I don't know, I know Richard, you're involved with this as an advisory member, but the city of Alva and the Alva Chamber have really taken a good look at their downtown. And there's a lot of dollars that are not being spent in our downtown or directed to our downtown just simply because we need. It's not appealing. We need the facelift. And some continuity. So it's a good thing to be a part of. I've answered. I haven't had any requests for proposals or requests for information from the state since early this spring. I had 2 of them in the last month, and both of them required rail. So we were able to respond to them, which was very positive. And we are getting probably a call a week, and not of them all oil and gas either. So again, we'll be hunting for more funds, but because we need spurs built off of those sidings. The Martin Marietta business down there, right now we have a good problem with them, and that they need more trains coming in because their stockpile. I met with one of their administration people last week, and they get about 11,000 tons a train, and they're averaging about 3,000 tons a day going out. So their business has picked up tremendously over the last month.
Operators down there.
It's been a very positive change. So the temporary building has been dismantled and moved over to the permanent site, and they're starting to put that back up.
I've been there 2 or 3 days. I don't know what you can see, if there's any sticking up in the air yet or
No,
not.
there wasn't yesterday.
Okay.
But commissioners are building an access road for that site, and it'll serve us. There's 3 lots. On the far west side, there's a north lot, and then there's the lot that Sandridge sits on, or Chaparral, and then a south lot. And it will serve those 3 for them to be able to access the sites to unload their products. So, but the commissioners have jumped in and helped us build an access road. So they're still very involved, and we greatly appreciate their help. I think that's been enough to keep us busy. Getting stuff through the Burlington Northern has been the biggest part. Signing contracts again, moving them over.
I talked to one of the construction guys working for LG Pike. It's done BNY in there. I spoke with him. Must have been Monday when I was there, I guess. And they were waiting on, the ballast trucks were there, and they were unloading a train with ballast rock on it. They're getting ready to start putting all that together. And I went out there by the end of this week. They hope to have the new track all put in and level and ready for trains. They had, he said they had 13 welds they had to make and relieve the stress in that curve and retorque all the bolts, and sound like a whole bunch of little stuff, but it takes a lot of time doing that.
It hasn't taken them very long to lay it. I mean, it's been.
It's kind of been in spurts. They dug through the road one day and buried the rails, and then they've been back a time or two and dug it up some more, and right now it's closed while they're doing all this, because they've got all them little yellow machines running around. It's really changed down there. You're just about ready to get you a picture of a train sitting on a new track. And I can tell you from a dirt worker that's sat around here and watched that place all this time, it's been really neat to build. They were watching them build that from scratch and be involved in it up to where the trains are on. Because all I've ever seen is wrecks and crap. This is pretty neat.
Are they putting asphalt down before they put the track down?
They use Martin Marietta's base rock and put underneath it. Yeah, that's not very big, but it was base. They really approved it. So that's been a pretty neat deal.
Yeah, it's changed a lot just since we had our ribbon cutting.
Yes, it has. And it looks like Sandridge and they stock everything on the west side today, as much stuff around, but they're staying inside there with 4 little posts. I don't know how they're gonna do it, but
Well, there's always an option for them to move the little 4-post, that whole line of fence. But things are moving well. I have had some more requests for building spaces, and I've had a couple requests for downtown building spaces. So if any of you have a lead on anything available in the downtown area, I would be interested to know that if you'd let me know.
Is this an office or a warehouse or what?
Office, and then could be retail type. So. I've even had a request for a little specialty food shop. So,
The old school district and all that, is that all, any of that county?
do what now?
Is the old school district and that lots in there, is any of that belong to the county yet or not?
Very little of it.
Very little.
In the rail park itself, we got rid of all of our land and gave it to the rail authority. So the county owns nothing in there now. And I don't think you've probably seen the transaction in the legal notices yet, because the railroad was doing some stuff with Murray's that owned the wheat across the road too. And I don't think all that's changed hands yet.
I
The
noticed,
intent.
was it Alberta Bliss or somebody been bought quite a few lots there in April, and I noticed that through there.
Yeah, and I don't know,
I don't know what that thing
I
is.
don't know exactly where they're at though, but I know they're south of the Frisco line. They'll have to be.
Yeah, I've heard that.
I do know that much about it.
Yeah, the co-op, they don't have as much as they used to have on the right of way.
This new track and drainage does not occupy any of the co-op owned property, because that was one of the things they wanted to get over on it. And that was one of the pushes I made. You guys can't get on existing business footprints. You gotta stay completely off of them. And we had to talk to the rail authority about, getting over in the corner of their grass there to make it compatible with Mackey's and the co-op. And that's how that all turned out.
Then they closed that one road coming from the north, they have to go up and go across the
Yeah.
other, where the lights were.
Yep. Is there anything further on your update?
One more question on Avard. Were both elevators used this last harvest season?
Yeah, one privately and one publicly.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mackey says the best investment ever made. There's trucks in there all the time of their own.
Mm-hmm.
It's just about every 2-3 trips I'm in there, they've got the doors open. What they're putting in it, I don't know, or taking out, but it's a lot of storage.
Yeah, now they're gonna be between two tracks. So they're gonna have to time it just right for the gates to be up.
Yeah, it's a little busier.
Yeah.
Any more questions of Sonia on our update? If not, I'm gonna move to item 14, adjournment.
I'll move.
Second.
Motion second, roll call vote, Bryce?
Yes.
Bob? Rick?
Yes.
Yes.
Richard?
Yes.
Mike? Yes, we're done.